Driving is one of the most enjoyable things you can enjoy in life. Experiencing the open road by yourself or with your family is just the best thing ever. But what if all of a sudden you experience something strange, something unexplainable, something that can only be described as haunted? One of the most haunted places you can ever be in the Philippines today. So let's check them out. So number one is Nicanor Street in Manila. Nicanor Street is home to one of the most prestigious colleges and universities in the Philippines. Now they say that one day, one of the professors actually lost his mind and jumped off one of the top floors of the university. Now, of course, the police, they thought of it as a simple suicide, but a lot of people are seeing a lot of weird things happening in and around the university. Some people are actually checking out sightings of this ghoulish specter standing at the edge of the window with his eyes looking straight at your soul like this, as if he's saying something to you. Maybe try passing by in the middle of the day and see if you can see something quite odd. I dare you. Number 2, Loacan Road in Baguio City. Baguio City is one of the most popular places to be in, especially in the summertime, with its cold atmosphere, historical places, and even the great roads to drive your car in. Remember the time this big hotel actually crashed down in the great earthquake of the early 90s? A lot of people still remember that, and it just gives them the chills thinking about that. There's a story about this phantom hitchhiker who tries to catch your attention whenever you drive by there, especially in the middle of the night. And it really doesn't matter if you stop by or not, because as soon as you drive by them, you suddenly feel the air suddenly get heavy inside your car. And all of a sudden, if you look at the back seat through your window, you can see this bloody specter looking at you from the back seat through the rear view mirror with his yellow eyes, bloody face looking at you straight through your soul. Now, there's no sense with scurrying away, because once you get down from your car, you suddenly see the specter right down your hood, and all you have to do is pray. As soon as you hit this tree, it's all gonna go away. It's really scary, guys, I gotta tell you. But, Baguio is a really good place to be at, so maybe it's worth the scare, maybe? We're gonna go back to Manila for number 3, Concha Street in Alabang. Concha Street is actually a breeding ground for one of the Philippine motoring's greatest drag racers. Back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of these guys would make a name for themselves, would be legends for winning these illegal drag races back then. But there's a story that even today, if you drive by those streets, a black car would be going at you, straight right at you, from an opposite direction, with its headlights closed. If you dare flash your headlights back at them, you'd all of a sudden hear the screech of them U-turning back right at you, flashing your headlights right straight back at you. If you dare try to race that car, you then all of a sudden have your car stall back right up. And once your car stalls, the car screeches by right back at you. And then all of a sudden you see who the passengers are. You start to see these burnt bodies jumping right at you. And then all you can do is just pray, hope and pray that it doesn't, tag you along to the underworld. Concha Street is actually a street that connects 2 major villages in Alabang. Now, I passed by there last week. It's full of humps, so to avoid all these drag racing, it's scary stuff right here. Number 4, Malinta Tunnel in Corregidor. Now, technically, you can't take your car inside Malinta Tunnel. They do have this nice tour where you can take this tram going through it. But Malinta Tunnel was home to World War II soldiers, both American and Filipinos, during the war. This was their last stand at the time the Japanese overrun the entire country. They were staying there for many months with their wounded and their dying, hoping that General MacArthur would come back and save all of them, as he once so do promised. Unfortunately, the Japanese overrun the Malinta Tunnel and they were all slaughtered, and then they were all sent to the death march. Some people say that when you visit Malinta Tunnel right now, you could hear the screams of all the dead and dying soldiers asking for help, still waiting for General MacArthur. Number 5, the infamous Baleta Drive. Baleta Drive, part of Mississippi, is one of the scariest and most infamous stories of ghosts in the Philippines. They say that a white lady flags down weary travelers at night trying to catch a ride. What's wrong with that, right? Free rides. Legend has it, the lady was brutally raped and murdered, and her body was dumped in the Baleta Drive, supposedly, or reportedly, by a taxi driver. To this very day, the murder remains unsolved. And that's the reason why taxi drivers are most often reporting that a lady will be flagging them down on the Baleta Drive, asking to go somewhere. As soon as they get into the car, the stench of death suddenly fills the car. Imagine myself getting into your car. That's it, stench of death. What happens is, as soon as they get into the car, they suddenly hear this screaming, this wailing sound coming from the back seat. As they look through the rear view mirror, they suddenly see this bloody apparition staring right back at them, asking them why. Why did they kill them? Why? Why did they kill them? And then they look back, and nothing's there. In a way, the Baleta Drive white lady has become a celebrity of some sorts because of all the movies, all the stories that were made out of it. But to this day, no one knows what happened to that white lady. There have been attempts, there have been documentaries and such, but no one can even prove that the murder actually happened. What do you think? Would you be heading over to a place knowing you'd see a ghost right there? Do you actually believe in ghosts, or are these stories just to scare kids right away? Drop us a comment in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Thank you for watching another edition of the Phil Culture News Feed. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and if you don't like what you see, leave a comment down below so that we can, give you what you want next time probably, or not. Again, it's your boy Leroy. Thank you for watching the Phil Culture News Feed, and have a happy Halloween. Enough. Peace. Enough peace? Peace. Tama.